I'm Warren Mendes, and today I'm going to show you how to nail one of the simplest but most important things in the kitchen, and that's how to roast a chicken. Now, the first thing is the selection of your chicken. I've got a pretty plump one over here, about 2 kilos. And the trick is to get the skin really dry, and that way you're going to get a really nice golden skin on the chicken when you roast it. So the best thing to do is get some paper towel and then dry it really well, and that way all that moisture is going to be gone. Please do not wash your chicken underwater. You should not be doing that. It doesn't need to be washed. If you have time, leave this chicken in the fridge, uncovered like this, overnight, and that way it's going to really draw out all the moisture and really dry out the skin, getting maximum goldenness, which is a word when roasting a chicken. Otherwise, patting it dry will still do the trick. Also take it out the fridge about 40 minutes before you're ready to cook it. So it's going to come to room temperature, it's going to cook a lot more evenly. And instead of roasting on a rack, I'm going to kind of create my own trivet for the chicken to roast on. Slice quickly, just enough to make enough space to lift the chicken off of the roasting tray. Probably a second onion as well, depending on how big they are. And now to create some more flavor, I'm going to use a whole head of garlic. Half of it saving for the chicken, the other half just sprinkle around the onion, and then also some thyme. That's going to kind of perfume the chicken and also help us to create a bit of a gravy later. A lemon. Half of it we're going to use now with the chicken, half of it just to sprinkle over later. So grab the chicken, making sure you have clean hands the whole time. Rest on top of those onions. And the reason I've done it on top of the onions is that we can have it in the oven and all that hot air is going to circulate around the chicken, making sure that every part of this chicken is nice, golden and crisp. Garlic goes up over here. So does half of the lemon. And also make sure you season the inside of the chicken as well. You don't have to truss the legs together, but it's just going to cook a lot more evenly if you do. Wrapping around one leg here, and then a circle around the other, and then those legs will overlap. Now, to make sure it's going to be beautiful and golden all over, I've got some very, very soft butter, and just use that butter to brush all over the chicken. This is the best kind of moisturizer that is going to ensure it is completely golden. You could use olive oil here, but I just find as the butter goes really nice and brown, it gives it a really nice nuttiness on the chicken as well. So don't be shy with the butter. Now a good season on the outside, a lot of flaky salt and some pepper. Now we go into an oven. I go pretty high, fan force 200 degrees, and this is a 2 kilo chicken. It's going to take about an hour. And that will make you very, very happy in the kitchen. Beautifully golden, nice and crisp on the outside. And to tell if the chicken is cooked, you can use a thermometer, but I prefer just using a skewer. And if you poke underneath the leg, if those juices run clear like this now, it means the chicken has cooked through and we're going to let it rest. But if you want to be precise, you can use a digital thermometer. But you just want to make sure you don't touch the bone of the chicken because then it's going to give a higher reading. And I stop the chicken at about 65 degrees and then it could rest up. But please don't go as high as the 70s. I'm going to show you how to quickly make a gravy. So while that chicken is resting, make sure you get all the juice out. Let him chill out over there. I'm just going to take out these bigger bits. And with the garlic, squeeze out all that beautiful roasted garlic and it can become part of the gravy. If you don't have a dish that can go on the stove, you could just decant this into a fry pan and just start to whisk everything around. And then in with just a little bit of plain flour, and that's going to help thicken the gravy. And make sure you cook out that flour properly so we don't have any raw flavor in there. So you'll see it'll become a thick paste. And then once you've got this thick paste, you can start to gradually add a little bit of chicken stock. Whisk it in and then continue doing that until you have consistency of the gravy. Nice and thick, give it a taste. A little bit of salt. And then that other lemon, or the remaining half of that lemon, is going to really break up the fattiness of this gravy. Bit of pep. Clean spoon. Ooh, that is like a sip of roast chicken. That is absolutely delicious. So much flavor in there. Ooh, flavor, flavor, flavor. And there it is, a very simple meal, but a very delicious meal. You have to know how to nail a roast chicken.